Welcome back. This video is specifically for parents who are entrepreneurs. I'm going to talk to you today about what you can do when you experience the uncertain circumstances, such as being quarantined for COVID, if you're watching this during COVID time, or having a child be sick, because that can happen at any time, right? No matter what's going on. And you wanting to show up for your business and do the work, but also needing to care for your child because that is your priority, right? So that's what this video is all about. I'm going to share with you 5 things that I do when this happens to me, because that just happened to me today. And if you're new here, my name is Kim Ocker. I am a transformational coach and a business coach. I support parents who are creating a business as a parent coach or as a mother coach or supporting families in some way. And thank you so much for being here. I am pleased to be able to share these tips with you. So let's get on. I'm going to share with you what happened to me today. Is my youngest 2-year-old was sick over the weekend, and it's Monday today, and the decision had to be made this morning of, is she going to school or is she staying home? And or not school, daycare. So anyway, I can just look back and observe myself going through this and thinking all of the thoughts of like, oh man, I was really excited about working today. I had several things that I was excited about creating. And now it's like, oh, now my kids need to stay home. What do I do? I don't really want to make this decision. So the first thing that I needed to do here was listen to my story. So number 1 is listen to your story. So when something that's like this happens, there's frustration, disappointment, maybe even fear. So as a solo parent, I am providing income for my family, and the fear can come in, and anxiety of like, if I don't do the work, then I'm not going to be able to make money to, provide for my family and so on. And so our brain can really take us that far ahead with anxiety and fear. But what really needs to happen here is for me to honor that and to be with that and allow those emotions, those thoughts to be present. So one way of doing that, a great start, is to listen to your story. There's a book that we actually read this morning called The Elephant Shadow, and or something like that. But the story is an elephant who was in the shadows and was feeling sad or upset about something, and all of the other animals were wanting to cheer up the elephant and doing things to like entertain or make the elephant laugh, and the elephant just it wasn't helping. And then finally a little mouse came and just asked to sit with the elephant. And the mouse was having a rough day too, and the mouse shared the mouse's story. And then it like opened up the flow of emotions. So they both cried together. The elephant was able to release some of its feelings. And after that, the elephant got up and picked up the little mouse and asked to help the mouse. And then eventually the elephant shared its story as well. But it was that moment of not forcing something different or a different feeling, or like I shouldn't feel so frustrated, or I should be happy to be home with my kids, or I should be happy that I have a job that's so flexible. If we try to brush our emotions aside, it's not helpful. So listen to your story first, and then honor and love your desires. So the reason that we feel the frustration and disappointment is because we have this desire to do something else, and then the emotions may make it seem like, oh, it's not actually going to happen, and I'm not going to get what I want, and that doesn't feel good. So really take a moment to honor what you wanted to do. So I wanted to show up and I wanted to create some things in my business, and I wanted to coach and be present with that. I love that I am so excited in my business and that I wanted to do those things. So the third thing is to hold space for your emotions. So really having a lot of self-compassion that you're feeling frustrated, that you're feeling disappointed, and allowing those emotions to be. Every emotion is like a wave, right? If we try and stop it or distract or run away from it, then we're going to get stuck in that wave. But what we want to do is allow it to peak and then come back down so that we can return to a place of regulation. So we can do that by allowing and holding space for our emotions. So that's number 3. Number 4, once you return to a place of regulation, then you can start to get to think clearly, right? So if you're familiar with polyvagal theory, we have kind of 3 places of regulation or dysregulation. When we're regulated, we're in a socially engaged state, then fight or flight, then freeze. So when we allow the emotions to come and go, we can return to social engagement. And in this place, that's where we can access our prefrontal cortex. We can actually think and be creative and problem solve. So once you're there, then you can review your priorities, or even as you're kind of coming back down. This really helped me this morning when I thought about, well, what are my priorities? My first priority is my children. So I do want to care for them. And I do want them to be healthy and comfortable and rested, right? So I'm okay with them being here. I'm okay with them being home. And when I saw that, it was like, oh, yeah, that's right. I can make choices that are in alignment with my priorities. The other priorities were in my work, and that's still valuable to me. But once I got it clear in my whole body that, like, I want to take care of my kids, then I could see that and accept that for what it is, and then start to look at, well, what are my priorities for today for my work? So what are the most important things that I would love to do today while my kids are home with me? So that brought me to number 5, which is get creative. So once you are clear on your priorities, you can get creative about how you will make them happen. And again, when you're emotionally regulated and you're in social engagement, you can make that. All right, so let's review those 5 steps for you. So number 1 is to listen to your story. Number 2 is to honor and love your desires because they matter. Number 3 is to hold space for your emotions. So these 3 things will help you to regulate your emotions. And once you are back in a regulated state, you can review your priorities and then get creative about how to create those priorities given the circumstances. So there's always a way. I think it's really common, especially in the beginning of transitioning into being an entrepreneur and potentially having children at home. It's like we see them as 2 separate things, as either or. But it's actually not like that. We can combine them into a both and. We are both a parent and a coach. We are both a parent and an entrepreneur. So how can we be creative about intermingling these 2 things and still creating something powerful for in our business to create our dreams, right? It's possible. The last thing I wanted to share with you is at the end of the day, be a winner. It's so common, especially when we have these uncertainties and, needing to throw out our expectations, for us to focus on what we didn't do. Don't do that because it's not helpful. Create a habit of being the winner. At the end of the day, look at the things that you did do. Every day you are doing so many things. You are a parent and you're an entrepreneur. You are doing one of the most difficult jobs, or 2 of the most difficult jobs at the same time. So be gentle with yourself and see how you are winning every day. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. I'm sure it is because I think we all could use advice on how to combine parenting and entrepreneurship. Um, if you have any additional questions on the emotional regulation piece or you struggle with that part of it, it is definitely a learned skill. Um, and it's something that I support my clients with all the time. So you can find free support in my Facebook group, which I'll link here, which is called Conscious Magnificence in Parenting and Coaching. You can go into that group. You can ask all the questions that you would like and receive support from myself and the other group members who are also parent coaches, parents, and coaches in whatever form that may be. So head on over to there if you're not already in the group. I also share these videos in the group, so you might already be there watching this video. No matter what, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Thank you for following your passions because it creates so much more love and authenticity in our world. Thank you for committing to serving families and children and parents because I think there is no other greater work that we could be doing to support the expansion of love and peace in future generations. Okay, have a beautiful day. Be well. You've got this. I'm here to support you if you need anything. See you next time. Bye.